if you achieve that, it will be like the magic, like everything in life can happen. I survived, and there is success after that, and you can still smile, and you can have a love, and you can have somebody in your life. And I remember how much I was relaxed. Like, I still remember that feeling. I was like so intense to make some result, and I was like, oh, yes.
It is not the new vehicle or the new iPhone or the new job even that really lights most people up inside. It's the ability to make a difference in someone else's life.
10 questions for the focused, fit, and fulfilled. This is 10 Qs.
Hey everyone, welcome to 10 Questions for the Focused, Fit, and Fulfilled. My name is Michelle Baker, the founder of Stoneledge Enrichment, and I'll be your host for this episode. Today I have the privilege, the honor, the excitement of talking to a dear friend of mine, Lidija Miljković. Lidija, I could tell you stories for the next 10 minutes about what a wonderful person this is. It's someone that I met while I was an officer on board the ship. She was an officer as well. We both played in the HR space for Disney Cruise Line. And now we've respectively gone off and started our own businesses. But Lidija, welcome to the program. And thank you so much for spending the time.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited really for this conversation, for you, for everything.
That's awesome. So Lidija, I'm going to let you introduce yourself in just a second, but I wanted to share with our audience that not only is she just an amazing human being, but she is really deep into the HR space. She has experience with helping businesses literally all across the world. She's calling in from Serbia right now. She's worked with 50 different nationalities. She is a practitioner and an expert in the NLP space, which I hope you'll describe for us in just a second.
Yes.
Like I keep saying, she's just an incredible human being. So Lidija, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us a little bit more about NLP, because I'm really curious about that.
Well, I can start with NLP, how I actually made all the things around me. Years ago, it was, I think, maybe 2011, 2010, 2011. That was the first time when I actually felt I'm not succeeding in anything in my life. Like literally, I didn't have love. I was mostly sad in that part. The other part of the life was like family, zero conversation with my family, with my father, mother, brother. Like I just disconnected. I felt disconnected. And from the business side, I really tried to develop any kind of career for me. But the only thing where I was getting, I was just in, not even assistant. I was less than assistant. I was just in operation, like with papers and documents and filing. And that was it. So one of my friends, the first time introduced me with NLP, and he told me like something is in, I don't want to say in energy, like, because in that time I was not open for that, but something was there in your communication. So that the things which you're distributing outside, what people can hear you, probably it's not the same thing what you want actually them to see and hear from you. So
Sure.
Start with something. So I really made my way, like the first time when I went on NLP, I made this kind of progress. So it was small, but then I felt something like, okay, so this is some education, which actually I can make the results. So just I need to be in, like I need to take everything from it.
Yeah.
And I'm the one of the people who loves to challenge everything. So I'm the first thing, I don't trust everything. So I would be like, yeah, this NLP is one of these things like you need to pay and you will not get anything. So This is the first thing. So this is when I just a little bit took it just a little bit, and then I made a result. So then I actually gone for the second time from beginning on NLP. And I still remember that moment. One of the trainers he said, like he stood up like in front of the group and he said, write down goal on the paper, which if you achieve that, it will be like the magic, like everything in life can happen.
Wow.
And I remember that in that time I heard that the Disney has the island and Disney has an HR position, of course, and I'm in Serbia, and I was like, this guy, he wants to challenge me. Let me put it this way. So I am no name from Serbia. I didn't have any kind of, I don't know, huge positions, but like I didn't work for Coca-Cola or some other company. So this is my like judgmental thinking that Disney will only hire people from the big companies. So in that moment, even though I had a lot of education, I didn't trust in and this is the process, this is the progress, this is what people could see, that I finished many things, that I was doing great projects, but I didn't see them. And with NLP, when I wrote down on the paper, I closed the paper. I didn't want anybody to see what I wrote down. And after 6 months, I actually started from sending my resume to actually get the job in a Disney.
Amazing.
And in that process of 6 months, I actually developed many things in myself. So the first thing is to recognize, to see how I'm talking when I'm alone, when I'm like programming my mind, when I'm saying that I'm or lazy or I don't know, but I was never lazy. I don't know even like why I wanted to describe. So I literally heard, probably it's, like different kind of influence of the environment. So this is the things which I actually programmed my mind, that I'm not worth enough, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not done, that I'm not. So, and it has time when I finished NLP, the first part, like practitioner, and I came to Disney.
Yeah.
Then when I actually returned back home after, I think 2 years, I started with coaching, but then I finished another level of NLP. So it is NLP master. And since then I started with use in all areas in HR.
Awesome.
So made a huge progress for myself because I could hear more my self-talk. And then when I am with the people, I can actually recognize the patterns.
Perfect.
I can recognize what other people are doing, so I could help them out, especially in business. I'm just talking about business side. I'm not talking that I for a life coaching or something. I didn't do that. Mm-hmm. I can't say I didn't try. I just I don't see myself there.
Okay.
Business wise, in the HR, yes.
Yeah.
So I started when people were coming to my office or when they were just chatting or talking on the trainings. I could actually take these patterns and show them how they look. So they could learn actually how we are talking with ourselves when nobody can hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody can see some results, but nobody can hear what is actually happening in our head.
Yes.
So especially on the ships, when like the compression of the environment, probably I could see more things or like the patterns, how they're actually going by the patterns. So this is what I was, especially on the NCL, this was my last ship. I could actually easily interact when they're coming to the training, and I'm showing, like, we are literally walking and I'm showing them their pattern. Like, if you want to change the results, change something in your behavior. And then they leave. And they said, just come after a few days, like, Lidija, I don't know what you did, but you were right. I made a new result. I was like, oh, thank God, let's go now. Let's go on. Let's go with another things. So this is what was happening in the last few years. And I finished also for the trainer, NLP trainer. So now I am also NLP trainer on the one side, okay. And on the other side, I developed a few years ago. I developed my own program. I'm calling that organization like organism.
Okay.
And it's a toolkit for the HR and for GMs, especially for the small companies where you don't have all the roles which you have in a bigger companies. Yeah. So the mixture of different roles I made how actually they can go step by step. It's literally you get a working book like, and you go step by step what you need to do daily in just 5 to 10 minutes top for the HR position, how you interact, what you're looking for, how you how you setting everybody on the same page. And so this is what is happening now.
Wow.
Yeah, and one more thing which we developed very like maybe a few, I mean, it's a process for both of the products. We made assessment for the crew. I think you saw that on the maybe Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah, I did see
So
that.
it's personality assessment.
Mhm.
If they have any kind of challenges to, for example, thoughts,
Mhm.
should I go on the ship?
Yeah,
For example, that one, or should I go back on the ship?
right,
Or is this a good environment for me?
right.
What is my career on the ship? What I can achieve? How I can balance my life, the ship life and land life, like how I can balance everything,
Yes.
friendships, love, career, money, like
Yeah.
all the things, energy. You have many people who are actually very spiritual on the ship. So this is what we took the environment and made assessment and to assist them through their journey. So
Yeah.
from setting the goal, should they go or not, to how to build a career there.
That's beautiful. And I want to touch on a few things. First of all, a quick
Yes.
story about Lidija and I and how we met. As we've mentioned, we worked together on the Disney cruise ships. I was on the ship and she was actually on the island, our private island, Castaway Key. And for those that don't have any history or understand ship life, you work 7 days a week and you have contracts anywhere from 4 to 8 months. So you're 7 days a week, 4 to 8 months, which is why Lydia is talking a little bit about, hey, let's figure out before you go on ships or on the island if this is the lifestyle for you. But I met Lydia and she was just one of those people that you love right away. I mean, her energy was phenomenal. I connected with her. And so whenever we went to Castaway Key, which I was lucky, I was on the Disney Dream. So we were in Castaway Key twice a week, most weeks. I would always try to find Lydia and sometimes just an hour backstage, which is kind of in the inner part of the island, just hanging out or going for a walk or going for a run together or sitting on the crew beach. Just that 1 hour break in the just the 7 day grind of living on a ship was just such a savior for me. So I don't know if you know that, Lydia, but when our contracts overlapped and we got to spend time together, it made a big difference in my career on board the ship. So that was just very near and dear to my heart. And that's why I'm so glad that we're still connected today.
I am talking, you don't, maybe you wouldn't believe, but your name is mentioned everywhere where I go. So everybody knows who is Michelle. Who is Michelle? Well, like, yeah, she's Lydia's friend. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yes, you inspired and you gave me such a strength on the island.
Yeah. Well,
Strength from the both ways, from the emotional,
yeah,
like me is inside, and from the professional wise, like how actually I can approach. And still, for example, I adjusted, of course, your style to my life, just to make sure that I have this. I love that your energy, your way how you are talking, the way how you actually inspire and support. My God, if I didn't have that support, I wouldn't make it there. I know it was different cultural wise.
yes.
So you made that bridge for me. Literally, you made a bridge. Like I could walk on that bridge. Okay,
Awesome.
this is what I can. I can see. I can actually connect with that. So
Thank you. Well,
this is what you built for me.
thank you. And we will have those memories forever.
Forever.
Yes. So the second thing I wanted to mention,
Mhm.
and then we're going to like dive into the questions through the program that I'm so happy to hear about, the NLP programs that you've developed at Stoneledge. We've also developed the CTC5, which is really clarity through inspiration, clarity and vitality, and creating that change that you're looking for by getting your mind right. So I love mind right first, and then we get into nutrition and fitness and exercise and how that all plays together. But I'm so glad that you mentioned the aspect of internal dialogue. We have a
Yes.
strategy around that because I think it's so important to get this right and to understand that even though I may not be saying anything, I've got this conversation that's going on nonstop. And I think everybody's like that. So is that conversation serving you in terms of making you stronger, making you more confident, understanding that, yes, you're human, but you have the ability you need to succeed. You are capable of love. You are deserving of love and success and everything. So I'm just so glad that you brought that up. And I'd love to dive into that a bit more as we progress.
Yes, please do.
All right, so we're going to dive into the 10 questions. And for those of you that have not seen one of these episodes before, 10 questions is really just 10 questions. I know that's self-evident, but it's based on those three things that we just talked about: your focus, your internal dialogue, your fitness, so your health in your body, and also your overall level of fulfillment. So 10 questions for the focused, fit, and fulfilled. So Lidija, my first question for you is, who in your life has had the biggest impact on your, let's say, motivational or even spiritual journey?
I would say I can't just take, can I take event instead of the person? Because the first time when I actually, let's say, woke up is with 2012, but it was hard year in beginning for me. I went down the rabbit hole. It was a very hard year. 2011, 2012.
Okay.
So I made bump on the road, very big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the people around me, friends who actually surrounded me in that moment, they gave me books. Okay. So I remember that moment when the first time I read something about manager, but more spiritual kind. Mm-hmm. So I remember this woman still. But then I think in that year, because this is the year when actually launched many things inside of me, mm-hmm. I started to believe differently. So I think I was more on YouTube. Why I can't say it's a one person, because, for example, my husband, mm-hmm. he is in every way. He's waking me up every single day in a spiritual, emotional, and like stability balance role.
Nice.
Like, it's not everything for the job, it's not everything for the money, and this is how I was focused before. Mm-hmm. So we started to date, I think 2011, 2012 somewhere. I'm sorry, I don't know the dates.
I can't remember.
And he actually pulled me out from my rabbit hole. Okay. He pulled me out and he was like, if you want to go down, you need to have a knowledge how to actually dive in.
Yes.
So he gave me the knowledge. He gave me the power of actually open up and see, like to drink a different kind of pill, like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
So he was the one who actually made me to look around a little bit, like just turn around your head, like turn around and see other things. Then I started to study more. And I remember in 2012, he was actually working for Disney.
Yep.
He was on the ship, on the island, and I was alone for 4 months. Mm-hmm. And I was meditating every single day and just watching documentaries and learning. For example, in that time already NLP showed up. So I was literally every single day studying. And I remember that time as the happiest part of my life.
Wow.
I didn't have much, like I was not earning like any kind of millions of billions of. I had my time when I was using it just to literally to clear up my head, to understand my thoughts. Literally, I don't remember ever in my life that I was writing that much, because I had so many things which are like, where this belongs, I don't know. So let's write it down. And I tried different kind of meditations. So I think the people usually, I'm not saying that's everybody, but you need to have experience for some things. Maybe I'm one of those who need to have experience to actually completely believe.
Yes.
And in that time, I had really some different things which was happening around me. And then I realized, okay, there is something in the energy. Maybe there is something which it's not just material world around us.
Right.
Maybe there is something different. So this is when I started actually to turn around the wheel.
Nice. I love that story. And you're right. I think that I'm a big believer in the fact that there is energy that surrounds us, and we put out a vibration, and people can feel that. I don't want to take us down.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. I have a dog, Nova, which a lot of people know, or she's just incredible. But
I know.
She's an empath. She can feel when the vibration in the house is off or when I'm feeling off. And it's just weird that even if I'm not saying anything out loud, she can feel it. So I really do believe in that concept that there's energy out there, and that the vibration that we put out is typically the experience that we get back.
Yes, I need to edit on just one thing.
Sure.
When that happened, like all my spiritual awakening, in the same time I got a Disney job.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, because it's a process, awakening is not just like you wake up and everything is there. Maybe even it was 2010. I'm so sorry. I don't know the years. Now I'm thinking when I was there on Disney, I'm just thinking like what. So what I wanted to say is when I came on Disney, I remember that I didn't have enough time for the things and the habits which I had before.
Okay.
And this is the moment when you actually came in my life. Like you literally came like a spirit. Like this is how I saw you. Like, but
Wow.
so when you have a peace with somebody, so you literally I'm so sorry for this expression, but you literally pushed me, wake me up, like, hey, don't forget this part.
Wow.
Because for me it was easy to forget, easy to go in another roles, easy to actually be again because it's a habit, it's a program which I developed for 20 something years in that moment. So it was easy to go back.
Yeah.
And you literally came in my life just to like, hey, like somebody is reminding you like, hey, breathe. Like it's time for breathing. It's time to smile. It's time for nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how much I was relaxed. Like I still remember that feeling. I was like so intense to make some result. And I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah, let's go for a walk, let's just go hang out.
Let's go
you provided the same for me. It's a tense environment, and it's a beautiful environment, and the people are amazing, but it's tense. And just to have those little pockets of time where we could just wander around was special.
Yes, exactly.
So, awesome. So I know we talked a little bit about the vibration you put out is sometimes what you get back. So we're all human beings. We are going to have those times when our head is just in chaos and things our thought process is not solid, and things aren't going right. So the second question, Lidija, is what do you do, or how do you calm the storm when your head is in chaos?
Literally, I'm cleaning the house. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing my cleaning. I'm literally, I don't know where I am. I am everywhere in my home. Everything that I can touch, I'm cleaning it up.
Nice.
But in my head, it's not just like I'm touching the books or the shelves or anything. It's just the way how I'm approaching to set up the energy, for example. So every time when I'm doing this, the apartment is switching a bit. Mm-hmm. So it's like a playground for the energy.
Yeah.
So I think that sometimes vibration which we have in apartments needs to shake up a little bit.
Yeah.
But for me.
Yeah.
So I'm also like when I clean up everything, I mean, of course there is a part of hygiene, like to make sure that everything is clean.
Yes.
But the other part is energy wise, and also I'm using different, not just oils, but it's up there. So I'm watching like, can you see it? It's, for example, what is the word in English? lavender.
Yeah, lavender.
Maybe
It's like essential.
lavender. Yes. So I'm using them just to make a little bit different smell inside.
Okay.
To make sure that actually we are really switching the pattern which we had so far.
Nice.
And even if, for example, during the day, sometimes you are getting the different messages and people have setting the different energies, you just suck in like, okay, I just drink something which I don't wanna. So now what I do?
Yeah.
Okay, let's clean the home.
Wow.
So this is how I calm myself down and make sure that actually the thoughts clean up.
Beautiful.
They go out.
I love it. That's really smart. And I believe in that. And I do the same thing when my head is in chaos. Sometimes I just take a pause and organize or clean or
yes.
but think. And then my mind kind of settles itself and sorts things out.
Sometimes even I set like a question or a thought in the beginning, like, let's clean up this mess. And literally that is only in my head, like nothing outside. I was like, let's clean up this mess. And then I start to actually clean, and you can feel that. You don't have any kind of particularly different thoughts, but in just one moment you have, oh, this is what okay, so this is good. And then I clean up faster. I was like, okay, I had enough.
That's perfect. So going back to the concept of energy, there's also that really positive, just essential feeling of love. So when you think about, or let me ask you a different way, what thought floods your heart, your being, your soul with love and happiness and joy every single time you think about it?
Well, the first thing probably now is freedom and the books which we are finishing. So this is like, because it's not just for me or to earn money, it's just for the society, like how you can make what you can do and to make difference for others also, to show them that. For example, one of the books which needs to come out, and this is also you inspired me. So sorry, you have so many things here. So I will give it out to you. On one of the NLP trainings, and I love them. This is also one of the things which really makes my heart beat very fast when I'm working with people and giving them a lot of like support, not just even in information or the theory or experience, is just support, and makes me go in a different direction. So the first time when I said that I had a very bad experience with sexual harassment, now it's more than 15 years. I remember the girl who looked at me and she said, but you will be judged. Why you're not afraid of that? So I looked at her and I was like, you know what? I didn't want to talk about that for more than like 10 years in that moment, because I was afraid to be judged. But I know now that I made mistakes, because many ladies there, many guys also, maybe they're looking for the guidance or just a hope or just a different kind of mind map, so they can cope with these things which they experienced.
Right.
I remember that in that time when that happened to me, it was really traumatic. And I remember that I didn't have anybody to rely on, because nobody had that experience. And everybody was saying to me, on the therapy, that was a different story. They will dip into some things. But friends and family, they would say, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. And you in these words, I can't leave it alone. So the first time when I felt that actually I helped somebody, not helped as like I reached to the person and just set everything for the person. No, I helped the person by actually just telling the story that I survived, And there is success after that, and you can still smile, and you can have a love, and you can have somebody in your life.
Wow.
And the person said, I actually never thought that I will ever have anybody to approach me physically in my life, like to hug me, like in romantic way,
Yeah.
as a partner, as a, like somebody who can actually come closer and more intimate to you. So that was the first time, and it was not like hundreds of people there, it was just one person. But I felt like I remember that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for sharing. So, and she said, like, just keep going, like, because I'm not, she is not motivated to talk about her story,
Yeah.
but she was like, I needed to hear somebody
Yeah.
who actually can make a structure. So let's say that what is actually keep me smiling and full of love is the things which we are in the process of making.
Yeah.
So one of the things is actually just to share the support and different kind of love which we can have.
Yeah. Lidija, that is one of the most beautiful answers I've ever heard.
Thank you. I was afraid that I didn't go off the topic.
No, gosh, not at all. And I think it just hits on so many beautiful moments and beautiful sentiments, because it is not the new vehicle or the new iPhone or the new job even that really lights most people up inside. It's the ability to make a difference in someone else's life. It's the ability to give somebody some peace, some joy, to even let somebody know that, you know what, I hear you. I hear you. I see you. You're going to be okay. That just, it gave me goosebumps. I think it's just beautiful that you sharing your story with someone else and giving someone that outlet, that support that they needed in that moment. That's, like I said, it's one of the most beautiful answers and responses I've ever heard. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
You're an even more beautiful soul than I originally thought. And I thought you were one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met. So there you go.
I will hug you.
So, all right. So we're going to switch gears a little bit, but I just remember just a quick story, Lidija. Do you remember we were supposed to see each other in person March of last year?
Yes, I remember. I didn't forgive you. I didn't forgive you that.
I'm telling you, Lidija was in Los Angeles with her ship, and I was in Los Angeles living there, getting ready to move back to the East Coast. But as everyone remembers what happened in March of 2020, COVID was starting to spiral out of control. So we didn't get to see each other in person, but when you gave me the air hug, I remember, that we were supposed to get together last year and give each other real hugs. And of course that didn't play out. But there will be a time again someday. So I want to ask you a question about, we talk about, the mindset a lot in the CTC5 with Stoneledge. And couple of the tools that we use to get there are meditation and visualization. So do you meditate? Do you visualize? And if so, tell us a little bit about your practice.
I'm now literally discovering my new energy. Honestly, I know that I changed in the last year. I changed a lot. I saw the change where was coming the years like before, but I didn't know that happened, or I know that something is happening, like the bigger change for me, but I didn't know how big it can be. So now in the moment, what I'm doing, I'm not doing the regular meditation, just sit down and meditate. I'm doing much more walking. And I think it's it's not a fire meditation, but it's something with, I'm just collecting, like asking like what to do. So I have a guy who actually is teaching me like what kind of different meditations I can do.
Nice.
So he gave me one of those, and it's just for 5 minutes. I'm literally doing with my hands and like just repeating the words.
Nice.
What I'm focused to just release completely authentic myself.
Okay.
So this is the first thing. And with writing, it's helping a lot. And it is hard process to actually discover your own voice inside, to understand what you and what is your direction exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I always imagined myself as a very stable, like calm person, but my personality is not that. Yeah, I love emotions. I understand them finally. I can accept them. It is hard, especially when those moments comes. Sometimes they are hard, but I love them, and I love when actually this body and mind can actually switch to from one side to another side and to show that to people. I am practicing for now maybe more than around 2 years to actually be very, very clear with my boundaries. So I'm very introvert. So and sometimes when stress comes, I'm coming out as extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
So my boundaries is coming like wide somehow, and I know that in that moment I'm very exhausted.
Yeah.
So I'm literally trying now to talk, to change these kind of patterns, to change these kind of habits, to see why they're happening. It's a lot of talking with by myself. It's a lot of like, okay, and like you need to calm down. You need to literally, I'm using my body, like calm down my body first, breathe, and that's fine. If you collect some thoughts, share with yourself to see what is the lesson behind.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't know many things by myself to do, so I'm literally having or therapy or some session just to go through these kind of talks. So in the moment, the whole meditation, let's say like that, the whole meditation is just to align.
Okay.
To align the authentical personality which I have, everybody has. So just to align with really, really something more spiritual, like something which is behind my body, behind my mind, something which is actually there for me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hear this gentle, sweet, very, very soft voice to align somehow.
Yeah.
So for example, they asked me, this is the first time when I said completely no to the ship life. And they sent me an email, like to return back to the ship.
Yeah.
And I remember, okay, on the email, I can respond, no. Like I can be straightforward. It's just an email. Come on, it's an email. I can do that. So I responded, like I put everything in a nice email, of course. And I remember my thought was like, oh, please God, just nobody to call me. Please God, no, don't let them call me. If they call me, I know that I will say yes. Yeah. Because I love this kind of environment. I really built many of my strengths there. And the moment I received the call, it was a week after my email. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at my phone. I was like, I don't know who is this, but maybe it's them. Mm-hmm. So I responded, and the woman who actually, very nice conversation, gentle, everything's fine. The moment when she asked me, Lidija, we didn't understand. Are you coming back? Mm-hmm. And literally in that moment, this is the moment when you're actually practicing the whole meditation for that moment, for the peace, to hear the voice, to hear the action. And I said very gently, no, but I felt like, okay, I am aligned. Mm-hmm. So something is there, and nothing was here. Like in that moment, like I literally didn't put everything on the website. I didn't put everything in on anywhere. So nobody knows what I'm doing in the moment. I was like, I don't have any kind of job any job to rely on. Like, okay, I will go to the ship. I will have some stability and safety. And that moment I was like, I don't know why I feel safe. I don't know why I feel safe, but I feel safe. Next morning, everything came in different direction. And literally next morning, and I realized that is alignment. Like you need to hear your voice inside. I mean, that authentical voice, it's not saying that you need to be a new Einstein or Tesla or anybody else.
Sure.
Just to hear the voice because you need maybe to help somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need to produce so somebody else can do that also, to help somehow.
Right.
I remember last year I was on the ship because of Corona, we had an internet there and it was very good internet. And I was on the Instagram and one of my friends posted a picture of a dog. She just found a dog on the street, somewhere in a village in Serbia. And I'm looking at the picture, I was like sending to my husband, like, are we ready for a dog? Can we have a dog? And he was like, well, if you want. He never had a dog before, so he didn't have an experience, like what kind of arrangements he needs to make now. Like he's alone back home now, he's waiting for me. And I was like, I don't know, you decide. And he was like, yeah, I'm deciding. Yes, you had the dogs, you know how to deal with them, everything is fine, everything will be fine. Awesome. So I will show you where is that dog. She's right behind me. She's sleeping. Wow. And she made not a change. She brought so much love.
Yeah. Both
of us were surprised and shocked how much we really needed her.
Beautiful.
In our life. Yeah. And this is the moment when I saw again the alignment, like I saw even before, like many dogs, they were selling them they were like, just take them. Like we found the dogs on the street, please somebody take care of them.
Right.
I was looking at this picture before, but I never had this thought like, should we go now? Should we go now? Yes, we had a couple of times, but nothing like this. It's sensation inside. And this sensation you can only hear when you actually have this moment like, hey, where is this personality? Yeah. Where is this person? Hi? It's alignment. Just, like it's alignment. It's literally alignment. Mm-hmm. And now the dog is spoiled. I'm so sorry, but the dog is very spoiled.
As it should.
Yes.
What's his or her name?
Munya. Munya means flash. Because she's running very fast.
Flash, yeah. Munya. Well, hopefully someday Munya can be Nova.
Yes, we will pack her. We have her passport. We need just the vaccines and everything else. So we will bring her everywhere.
Awesome. I love it. All right, we're going to get into question number 5. Lidija, when you think about music, what artist, album, genre of music do you listen to when you are in a really happy place? And what kind of music do you listen to when you just need kind of like a lift?
Okay, this is the honest answer without people judging me. I love song Jump Around. Jump around. So I love it. I don't know. I am reading all the time the words. Yes, I love that song. So this is the first thing when I'm like, even if I want to lift myself or I'm just happy, I just love to listen to that. That is the first song on my list. I can even show you on YouTube. Like it's really the first song on my list.
Sure.
I love, let me check because I don't know from my head, because every time when I actually want to listen to something, I'm just going on my on this YouTube music, whatever it is. I know, and they have their, thank you. So of course I have some Serbian musicians, but I am listening them only in situations, for example, when I'm in not very bad, but sometimes sad mood. Okay. Because of the cultural connections, the things which they're saying and the way the music is set, I can easily connect.
Okay.
So sometimes I need that. Just for example, Coolio is also there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have Coolio, just to make sure that you.
I love it.
I'm not. I mean, maybe it's because you can't touch this. Oh my God, I was singing that on the ship, and every time when I'm exercising, I love the song. I don't know, because of the move in the which they have and how they are dancing. I love them. So what I also love to actually listen when I'm not just in the like regular mood, Deva Premal. But she is, for me, for example, when I have a time, for example, to work on something, and I need something to just keep me in a positive and good state.
Yeah.
So, and for a long time. So for her, I never listened to her for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just like a period for a few hours. Like then and really gives me that kind of, I'm not exhausted after any work. When I'm listening to her, I'm not exhausted at all.
Nice.
Also, for example, now, these days, what I love from the songs is Speechless. I'm just trying to find out what else I have here. I love music from the movies and TV shows. Mm-hmm. So, for example, King Arthur, but the new version. I love the music from that movie. Also, The Crown from the show. So I have them. I think. And the song, for example, which I'm singing for years now, is "Tell Him That You Love Him," and it's Celine Dion and Barbara Streisand. Streisand, my God,
beautiful voice.
So this is something I think, yes, well, she's moving me. She's moving me a lot, but sometimes I'm very sad with the songs. Yeah. I mean, give me that kind of nostalgic sense, and I'm very careful when I'm listening to her. I need to have a special mood when I love her a lot. And this is the song, for example, one of the first on my list because of the words, what she's saying. And no, for example, now I can cry. So, but I'm trying not to listen to her all the time because it sets my mood a little bit down.
I hear you. When I'm working, I like the long versions, like you were talking about, of music. For whatever reason, I started listening to there's like 3-hour, I don't know if it's a soundtrack or just, it's kind of like a soundtrack from Lord of the Rings. And
yeah.
I didn't watch those movies growing up. I've started reading the books because they're phenomenal. But there's a soundtrack that just lasts for 3 hours. And so when I'm working on Stoneledge stuff, I usually listen to that or classical music. Yeah. But if I'm cleaning or working out or something like that, I'll send you a link, but there's an artist by the name of Cruella, but not Disney Cruella with a K.
Not Disney.
And they're EDM DJs and artists, and they've got some really powerful, upbeat songs and just music. But I'll send you the link. There's a song called Cruella Green Lights, and it talks about it's time to level up my body and my mind, and yet the beat.
I love it.
Boom, 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 and so it's a good one to move around and keep you going. So I don't want to. I could talk about that kind of music forever. It means a lot.
Please send me the link.
Sure. So this next question is interesting, Lidija, and it's pretty unique, I imagine, from your perspective, because you have actually spent a lot of time on an island. So I want you to not picture for a minute Castaway Key, which is a private island, but picture a deserted island. Not so much deserted, but let's just say it's a secluded island resort. So you're going to a secluded island resort where you will not have access to technology. You're not necessarily going to be surrounded by people. It's really designed to have you just center and align and spend time with yourself to find some peace. So during the next 90 days, you will have the ability to bring 3 books, 2 albums or CDs, so playlists, and then 90 days worth of 1 snack. So what are your books? What's the music, and what's the one snack that all your meals will be taken care of, but from a snack perspective, you can only have one. What would it be?
Snack, just one?
Just one snack. So it's
That's the
gotta be a
problem.
good
Okay,
one.
let me finish with these first three things. So the book, can I see what I can have?
Absolutely.
For sure, one of the artists would be from my culture, and his name is Meša Selimović. And I love the philosophical way how he is approaching. So he gives me a lot to think. So he would be the first one. What would be the next probably book? I would now escape all the books from development, for example. So Meša Selimović, he will be the first. Because it's very big. Ivo Andrić, he would be the next one. For sure, it's also from my country. And let's a little bit mix it up. So maybe, because I will just show you how actually my bookshelf looks like. It's really big. And sorry. So this is the collection from me and my husband.
Oh, beautiful.
So it's very deep inside. It's very deep, and everything is in a few lines.
Yeah.
So even it's down there, everything is in a few lines because we can't put everything together. We have a lot of them. And
so you queue them up in terms of what you're going to read next?
Yes. So we literally, for example, Bromfild. Bromfild is the next collection. We bought a whole collection from him because when we start, we love to actually see the whole philosophy, like to actually feel not just the characters, but to feel the writer. Yeah. So everything, I think, both of us, what we are reading, we love to read the book, but we also read how the author actually made everything.
Okay, I like
so,
that.
To feel the sense inside, just to see how it's. And for example, these two authors from my country, they are very cultural connected, and they are looking in some things like weaknesses which we have. They're looking in very funny way. So I love the philosophy how they're turning things around. Mm-hmm. And how they are open to talk about the things.
Yeah, I love that. That's phenomenal.
So I think in this moment, for sure, now when I finish with my all my writing, which I have for this organization as organism, for sure I will start to read other writers beside any kind of development.
Yeah.
Because I really need a little bit of just to go in another world, to go in another direction, like just to go somewhere.
I love that.
To travel a bit, like exactly. To dive in some other mindset and lives, just to go inside. Not even to look at the movies, just even not that. Like I need words.
Yes.
I need to close my eyes and to see the world inside. So
I love that. And I love that you and it's DJ, right? If my memory serves correct.
Yes, it's DJ. Yes, you remember him.
You and DJ, I love that you try to understand the artist and not just the work itself. I think that's just
yes.
And I hear you in terms of wanting to read things that are not necessarily developmental, because I do the same thing. I would say 90% of my reading is to further my understanding of alignment or health or just
yes.
mind works. But at night, I read every night before I go to bed, and it's always novels because I just want that escape. Exactly. I don't want my mind to be inspired or to start chewing on a new idea. I just want to like drift into someone else's world, and it helps me fall asleep so easily and so quickly.
Exactly. The same.
So I'm
so the music.
Hear about your music, and I'm like on the edge of my seat, wanting to hear more about what snack this is going to be. But tell me about your music first. What music would you bring with you for the 90 days?
I think I need something for calming down. So Deva Premal will be first one on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Also something for the with a beat, but not with a word specifically.
Okay.
So I would really need to find something with, like, to give you a little bit of a beat,
Okay.
literally.
Yeah.
And maybe something for the, maybe something, when you not, that's not even Eva Premal, that's not even a beat. When you actually can, so I would need to research that kind of music to walk around, because this is how I imagine that island with a forest, and
Nice.
there is a water all around, but like different kind of paths so you can walk. So I needed probably I would need something with not even, but just to give you not to overwhelm with anything in your mind,
Mhm.
not with the thoughts, not
Yeah.
specific. Maybe some classic, maybe just to not to put you down or lift you up, just to be you.
There you go. I love that. Perfect. All right. Now tell us and the entire audience, what is the one snack that you will be eating for 90 days? What's your favorite snack on this planet?
We have a smoky, which is very crunchy, and it's made for peanuts.
Okay.
So I think that would be, or cashew nuts. Okay, wait. For 90 days, cashew nuts. Okay, then I'm finished. I'm done. I don't need even to eat. If I have a cashew nuts, my life is done. I love them. I can eat all day for 7 days. I know it's not healthy, but I love them. Cashew nuts. So cashew nuts.
Well, you definitely lit up when you said that. So that must be the snack. That's amazing. So the good news or the bad news, depending on how you want to look at it, is I don't have you booked for 90 days at a secluded island resort. So, but it's still good to know what that favorite snack is. So appreciate that. So I love the fact that you mentioned walking. Obviously, a big part of staying fit, both mentally and physically, is getting out there and exercising and moving. I'm a big believer that that every body is different, and so there's no like one perfect way or right way to work out. It just changes from person to person. So tell me a little bit about how you work out. How do you move? What is your exercise routine? How do you get the body kind of flowing on a day-to-day basis?
I think I tried really many things. Before, when I was younger, in my 20s, I was fitness freak, I would say. Like, I was going in the gym almost every single day. I was very fit. Then suddenly I stopped with the gym. I got weight, and like I was always like not too much weight, but I was always up there, somewhere. I always return to the walking.
Yeah.
So now in the last 3 years, 2019. So from the 2002 years, I'm walking, literally walking, and no, 2018. My husband will kill me. Maybe 2017. And it was him who was actually pushing me, and so I'm walking around 10 kilometers, 8 to 10, depending of the day. I'm walking, and what I found, because the exercise and the gym was not working so good with me, like something I hated. So I started like to have like I don't want to exercise. But then I found out about Fitness Blender.
Okay.
And they have like routines. So it's a website. I'm buying the routines for half an hour, hour long, 15 minutes long. So they have a different kind of times.
Mm-hmm.
And like time, whatever the word for that, time loop.
Yeah, no, the sessions, that makes sense.
Sessions, yes. And that keeps me motivated. So now, for example, in the moment I'm with Pilates and yoga, because I needed something to actually, I can't jump in the moment. Just now, this month, it's not feeling like. And this is what I love. It's diversity which they have.
Yeah.
And I can do everything on the ship. That was the huge difference for me.
Wow.
I can do everything on the ship. I can do everything back home. I don't need special environment for that. I need just a will. And this is what, for example, gives me a routine. So walking a lot.
Yeah.
And what I now in the moment I am sometimes I'm going up and down with because of the things which I'm doing in writing or traveling.
Yep.
Sometimes I got off from my routine, but it still keeps me motivated, and it gives me a boost when I actually want to return back.
Okay.
And now I don't have many the big pauses. I have pauses where I have very short one, like maybe 2 weeks, and then I go top 2 weeks, and then I go back to my routine.
Okay.
So I can get tired, but I am easily go back to actually workout,
Awesome.
walking, fast walking, like
Well, you look
this is why I
great.
need a bit.
Yeah, you look great, so you must be doing something right. You're
Thank
very
you.
energetic.
That's
So,
her. That's
there
my
you
dog.
go. Awesome. Perfect. So the second part of the physical side of our approach and kind of what we talk about a lot is how you eat. Food is fuel. In addition, your relationship to food is really important. How do you feel guilty
Yes.
when you eat? Are you eating to change your state, or are you just eating to fuel your lifestyle? So speaking of a food lifestyle, how would you describe yourself in terms of your approach to eating? Paleo, keto, whole clean foods, organic, or you know what? I eat whatever I want.
Whatever I want. I think that is the way. In Serbia, we have really good quality of food.
Awesome.
So this is the good thing, because we have still very small. We have a lot of industries, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
So the quality of food, for example, it's very high. It's completely different than in US. I know the difference because I was there and I'm here. And for example, the things what we are trying to avoid, me and my husband, both of us, we are trying to avoid, for example, just sugar.
Yeah, good.
You really don't need that. I mean, you're eating, but if it's a good cake, of course we will eat.
Yeah.
If it's a good some candy which we like, of course we will eat. If it's a chocolate, we love chocolate, so we are eating them. So, but just to avoid something which you really don't need.
Yeah.
And I am the one who is actually in charge mostly to make things. I mean, he is in charge for example, to make lunch, which you need to eat with a spoon, for example. And both of us, we are forcing. I'm in charge for diversity. He's in charge to actually cook and make some really big meals. But the good thing is, we have a lot of diversity here in Serbia, and cultural wise, we are adjusted to this land. So this is what both of us we are watching every time when we are traveling. You need to adjust your body to the where it's coming. So if it's on the ship, you need a different kind of food. If you are on the land, like in Serbia, because of the climate, you need really, your body is reacting like this, like, hey, today I am not eating. It's very hot here, and I can't eat anything. But the climate here is like, in another moment, it's very cold. And somehow your body is like signaling, hey, I need something very strong. So let's sit down and now let's eat. Come on, bring me the food. And we are eating a lot of vegetables.
Good.
So onion, I'm so sorry, but onion is one of the first things which we are buying.
I love onions.
For example. Thank you. I know the smell is not always comfortable, but
I love it.
And every single type of the onions, so we really love it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first thing probably in our bags. I, for example, ordered now the what is the word? The thing which you made the bread from it.
Oh,
Wheat.
That you make bread from? Oh, yeast?
Yeast. Is it yeast? Just to say, it's a white thing, and you're making the
it makes the bread rise?
No. It's just the white thing. The it's not
flour?
from the. flour. Thank you. So sorry. I needed a word. Thank you. So I just ordered from the small, very small producer who is they have with family business. Like they are making their own flour. So it's I love how they're approaching to the preparation,
Yeah.
where they are making everything. So the things which you're actually putting inside, you're not putting the produced, like industry produced food who never touch human being. It's actually somebody who made for their family. So this is what, for example, from all my family and my sister and my mother and my brother, we're all ordering. I'm ordering, but it's for all of us. We are looking, for example, when we are just talking about the food, we are looking for small businesses, so the family businesses. This is, for example, our philosophy, not just to support the small business, but the way how they are preparing the food.
Yeah.
So we are not that much, honestly. We love to eat meat, not that much, but it's okay from time to time because of the body. Body is actually asking. It's us, two of us. But not all the time. And we are looking where we are actually trying to find, where we are finding this kind of meat. So it's all the time small producers, and we are very careful how we are choosing, because what you're eating from the meat, it's not all the time good. It's not all the time good.
Agreed.
So sometimes you would gladly escape just to switch for something else, and that's fine. And like we are trying just to make sense, let's say like that, to make sense. If you're eating, make sense what you're eating. Like if your body is looking for something, give it. Just make sense what are you actually eating.
There's just so many things that you said that I love. I want to touch on while they're fresh in my mind. First of all, I love that your approach to food is about balance, because I think that when an individual is so restrictive on their diet and there's only these 10 things that they're going to eat and they'll never eat these 10 things, then sometimes you can almost shut things down because your body's just almost in a state of being afraid. So I love that, if you're somewhere and there's this beautiful cake, you're going to have cake, but sugar's not a part of your routine. So I love that, because I think balance is just critical in taking the guilt out of eating. The second thing is just the support of small businesses and local businesses. My son Andrew and I do that. AJ, you remember AJ?
Yes, of course I remember him.
Yes, he's my business partner now, and so one of the things that we just
beautiful.
He's so talented, and I know it's a biased opinion, but he's just this incredible young businessman, and he's added so much value to what we do. But we try to support local businesses whenever possible. And then the last thing is just the concept of where does your meat come from? Because we're actually ordering, and I'm not sponsored at this point, but we order through this company called Butcher Box. It's a local company in the United States, and they only deliver in this like freeze-dried box, but it's all grass-fed, grass-finished, humanely raised, cage-free, organic meat.
Oh, thank you. That's the thing.
Yeah, huge. Because I really do believe, and you touched on this, that if you are eating meat that was just factory farmed, or you don't know what was fed to that animal, and not to mention they were sad their whole lives, and stressed to their whole lives. I think we eat that. We can eat the stress and the chemicals and everything else. So so much of what you said just really touched my heart and resonates with my approach as well. Nice job.
Thank you. You see your influence? You see?
Oh, I think it's just, your approach is just so organic and holistic and beautiful. So I can't take any credit for that. But you're just a beautiful soul. So speaking of soul and soul satisfying, another thing that I really believe in is the role of sleep in.
Oh my God, yes.
So Tell me about your kind of your sleep routine, or how would you talk to somebody that was not sleeping well? So bottom line, what's your approach to getting a beautiful, soul satisfying night of sleep?
So the first thing is I didn't have a good sleep for years. I'm so sorry. This is my dog now.
That's okay.
I think my husband will react now. Okay. She's barking for somewhere. It's a wind outside. It's something is moving, so she's barking.
It's okay. Nova just was laying down over there and she got up. She's like, I hear that. Where is it? Nova, come say hi to Nova, come. Nova, come say hi. Nova, come. Now she's looking out the window for your dog. So Nova, come.
She's in camera, honey.
Yeah. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, it's coming the most awkward.
Oh my God, he's big. He's such a big. Oh, hey,
dog.
Where are you?
That's it. That's all I got, Mom. So, all right, sleep. Obviously, no barking dogs when you sleep. So, how do you get a good night's
No barking.
Yeah.
I started to finally sleep well, I think from January this year.
Wow.
So I was for years struggling with my sleep. I was using melatonin just to make sure that I have enough rest. I don't know. The next thing is I will show you now what I was using. So sorry, coming back. Trying to catch something. It's for the what is the name for that? Mind Spa.
Okay, what is it?
It's brain vibration. What is the like waves? I think they're calling it binaural beats, something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I know that you can find it on YouTube, but this is what I bought actually. And every time when I was on the ship, I wanted to buy one more just to make sure that I have them.
Yeah.
I know that I needed to get sleep. I don't know in which program, and I know I was in my 20s when I actually developed the habit of sleep just like 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
And after a while, that actually didn't came good.
Oh,
I mean, in the 20s, you can even not to sleep all night and go to work and everything is fine.
Yeah.
But when you reach that 30s, that's finished, honey. That's done. You are done. If you sleep for 4 and 5 hours, your body is exhausted. Your mind is exhausted.
Yes.
Everything, emotions, everything suffers.
Agreed.
So what I changed is, first of all, I know that people don't like to hear this because like when you're married, you need to sleep with your husband every single night, but he's snoring. So for me, I need a quiet time.
Yeah.
And so this is the first thing which we changed. Like, let's check if we are, of course there is, we will be separated for a whole night. Of course there is a fear from that. But when we overcome that fear, like, yeah, but we're there, we love each other, that everything is fine. Just to see how it will go with the sleep. I think I needed like a few months. So we changed that last year to sleep just sometimes to sleep separated to see how actually will go.
Mm-hmm.
And without a schedule like on the ship to work till 9, then to go at 6 or 7 or 8 even on the job, like without that kind of running, I actually developed the habit to go in a bed from 10 and just to fall asleep to see how it will go. So in beginning, I was waking up around 2 and 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, going around the apartment. Then I started to do the ironing, like, you know, just to like not to wake up my husband or dog or anybody. Yeah. And so after a while, I think it's just also the changing and alignment. It's coming everything together. So I think everything is connected. So I started to talk with myself like, hey, everything is fine. Like what you need, you will get, you will see. And so this is the words which I started to repeat to myself. So now, actually today, I told to my husband, really, without even this conversation, I really told him like, this is the first time in my life, period of time, when actually I'm sleeping during the night.
Awesome.
So that's I think I developed something new. Let's see to actually to just to continue with that. Even though we had we were traveling around Serbia these days, and we were sleeping together, but still I was sleeping. So this is good.
That's perfect.
I've really struggled for years, like more than 10 years, more than 15 years with my sleep. So, and I really developed, I'm telling you, I developed different kind of things like gadgets, how I can push myself to sleep. And even I'm on of those people who actually Googled how to sleep faster. Like I'm like what?
I think it's
what
wonderful.
Techniques they are. Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that more and more it's becoming mainstream in the media, in articles, just even in conventional thinking that, guys, sleep is important. There's no prizes for those that get the least amount of sleep, because it does impact you mentally, emotionally, physically, and all of that. So kudos to you for finding a system that worked for you and sharing it with others. I think that's perfect.
The one more thing, for example, which I also find that maybe helped me out was the question, what I can do better today, and what I can not to do more, just if something is bothering me, for example, an argument with somebody in family or friends or job wise, what I can do to settle down this argument, to calm down. If it's something to me, what I can do. If something to other person, I'm trying to actually build up the boundaries and to give a feedback. Mm-hmm. Even if it's hard, just to provide a feedback, not to attack person, just to understand the behavior and ask for understanding. And I know that I'm apologizing a lot, but like if I'm crossing the line, I'm asking people to tell me, just like, I don't know, just tell me, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's okay to make mistakes. So this is what I learned, that actually it's okay to make mistakes. Makes me calm.
That's
like, hey, you're not perfect. You're making mistakes, and that's fine. And that's for example, people maybe have a guilt with the food and when they're eating, but my emotional guilt goes in asleep.
Yeah, what I'm hearing you say is part of your new routine is intentionally just letting go of the day as you get ready to wind down, and letting yourself know that, you know what, I did all I could today. Maybe I could have done this better, that better, but I'm going to let it go and I'm going to get some rest.
Yes.
I love that. That's great advice. Really, really good. So speaking of advice, believe it or not, we are at question 10. So
wow.
I know it just flew right by. But Lidija, if you were to give one piece of advice to somebody that was struggling with just overall clarity and vitality, what would it be?
I think I would need to understand, like, for example, first of all, I would listen. So when you're listening, you can actually catch what maybe person is saying. But if it's, I need a clarity, I would really advise just breathing and listening something which you didn't listen before, but in development plan. Also, do what is very hard for you to do. Like you think in your head, this is very hard. I can't. I will give up.
Yeah.
Attack that thing.
Okay.
So I don't know in which which perception or struggles the person has. Most of the time, for example, what I'm saying, especially on the classes, So what is the hardest thing? There, for example, this guy wanted to give up his job. The other one was divorcing, going through like his wife and him. They are separated, but they will not be divorced. I was like, okay, what is the hardest thing to do? It was like to divorce. Well, okay, if we have another solution, do we have? So I would try different kind of solutions, but he said, I don't have any emotions. I really don't want us to come back. She doesn't have, but it's very hard to actually say to society that we are divorcing. I was like, oh my God, there is a development plan for you. So let's say to society, we are divorcing from the society, you know? So the first thing, like, okay, divorce from the society, then from your wife. So it will be come up with another solution. Both of them, they're very happy. Believe it or not, they're very happy. They actually, after 1 month separation, complete, like signed the papers, both of them, they stayed as friends. And they, both of them, they have loves now. I mean, somebody else in their life.
That's perfect.
So, but they also say in very rough way to society to divorcing. So I think it's actually that like alignment, but sometimes I'm afraid to say just like align yourself with your spiritual guide. No, it's more listen, acceptance of that person inside. Everybody is constantly doing, even though when you did it for the first time, it's not just one time, one day job. It's a whole life job, and we are changing a lot. So we really need that moment, like just calm down. Don't calm down. Put emotions out.
Yeah.
And just give yourself a freaking break.
Yeah.
Stop judging. Stop social analyzing everything. Like, I don't know, just breathe and just listen to that person inside. If it's bad, if it's hard emotions in the way like nostalgic, sadness, depressed way, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you push them down, they will give you such a big, contra push that you will suffer for the rest of your life. So it's okay sometimes to cry. It's okay to actually be on the bed and just to hug the pillow and be in that state of mood and be grumpy. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. You just don't need to develop the pattern. You need just to release.
Yes.
When I'm talking, I'm actually making what I would say to the person, like one advice. Maybe it is release.
Yeah, I love that.
Whatever is inside.
And I love the concept too of just not suppressing it or pressing it down. If it's in there, you're going to have to find a way to work with it, to deal with it, to listen to it, and then to, work together. And when I say work together, what came to my mind is like you and your inner being. You got to work together to find that alignment and to give yourself some grace and to understand that. I like that you said that it's not a moment that you get to where you're like, all right, I'm aligned now. The rest of my life is going to be easy. This is great. I'm in alignment. It's a lifelong task. It's a lifelong
journey. Yeah.
Journey. Absolutely. So that was incredibly well said. So, and just everything that you talked about today was just incredibly well said. And I love your mindset and I love the way you think. I just adore you as a person. And I think that you've just shared some things that are going to, really resonate with others. And I think that we've each had the experience of hearing someone say something for the first time and it just clicked. And I think that you have just given us so many nuggets of wisdom and alignment and, beautiful truths that it's, people that are listening to this are going to find some real joy in hearing you share this. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you just spending the time with me today and getting caught up and sharing your truth and your wisdom.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Lidija, if you would hang on with me for just a few more minutes, I'm going to say goodbye to this beautiful audience and thank you for watching 10 Cues through Stoneledge and hopefully you'll come back for more and check us out.
If this video got you inspired, got you moving, or made your day even just a little bit better, Consider subscribing to the channel or leave your experiences in the comments section below. And if you crave physical vitality and mental clarity, check out our website or follow us on social media. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you for watching all the way through, and much love.